Hello, this is Tyler Lozano with the Oakland Ballers, and you're listening to Jim on Base.
Welcome back to another episode of the Jim on Base Show. We're here at Raimondi Park in Oakland with Tyler Lozano. And Tyler, it's good to see you.
Too nice to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, excited to have you on the show. And I've asked other guys on your team where are they from, but you're a local guy, right?
Local, from Stockton, California, the 209. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I grew up in Tracy, so a very exotic area.
Oh, yeah. Not too far from Stockton, that's for sure. I would always play basketball tournaments all out there and playing all the time, yeah.
So it's a small world, and it's good to have you on. And I guess you got to be kind of like the tour guide, right, for some of these teammates?
I am, yeah, it's funny. And one of my buddies was like, oh, man, you just know the Bay. I'm like, well, I'm from Stockton, so I'm not really from the Bay, but I do. I have a lot of family out here, so I've kind of been showing them around, took them a few to the Golden Gate Bridge and kind of taken them to San Francisco. So Mondays are off day, and we're looking forward to kind of exploring the city a little bit more of Oakland.
Yeah, I heard, is there 2 houses that everyone lives in? So that's kind of got an interesting setup, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting setup. We got 2 houses right next to each other. That's awesome. Kind of like old Cooperstown. I mean, barracks, you have 4 to a room sometimes, bunk beds. There's only 2 bathrooms to about 10 guys each. But it's awesome. We love it. I mean, it's a fun atmosphere. We have a big backyard. Everything about the place for us is about camaraderie and being together, and that's what the owners and the team wanted, and that's what we're feeling right now playing there. So it's awesome. We enjoy it, and it's fun to kind of live together and be so close to each other.
Is it hard to sleep? Is it kind of like a party atmosphere? Like you want to stay up here with your buddies, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to sleep, especially with a bunch of guys in the house. Some guys go to bed early, some guys go to bed late. So it's kind of getting into routines, getting to know each other a little bit more. And that's kind of, we know each other on the field, but now getting to know each other off the field is even more fun.
And I imagine, last thing on that, it'll probably keep you dialed, right? You're all just thinking and talking baseball, right?
Talking baseball all day. Like last night after the tough loss, we went home and I talked to Cherry. I talked to a few of the pitchers. I mean, it's awesome. We get to, when we're done, we're hanging out in the backyard. We're actually going to go get some firewood today to have a nice fire in the backyard. So just, being able to talk baseball not only at the field but off the field is very important for the team.
Well, speaking of you growing up in Stockton, who are some of your favorite sports teams and players? And it doesn't just have to be baseball.
I've always been a big Derek Jeter fan, but Dallas Braden coming from Stockton, being an A's fan, Coco Crisp when he was with the A's. I'm a big Buster Posey fan. I grew up a Giants fan, so I'd say my house is split from A's to Giants. I'm more of a Giants fan. Sorry, A's fans. But, just growing up, I loved going to games. I loved going to the Bay Area. I loved going to the Coliseum. So, yeah, I would definitely say those names.
And are you drawn to any catchers through the years? Because I know you're the starting catcher, right?
Yeah, Buster Posey. I've always been the biggest Buster Posey fan. Kind of watched him growing up. I would say he's my favorite catcher. Someone who I watch a lot, whether it's receiving or throwing. I can learn a lot from Buster.
And I thought it was interesting, we're across the street from these big kind of warehouses, and you walk to the field from that area, and that's where the clubhouse, and is there batting cages in there and stuff? Yeah,
so there's a clubhouse right now. They're building a lot more stuff, so it's kind of a construction site. But it's good. It's where everything that we have over there we need. And then it's cool. They kind of wanted us to walk from here to the field and be a part of the community, see the fans. And that was something that was important for us yesterday when we were going to the field. We were in between fans saying hi, giving knuckles to the little kids, and just stuff like that brings the community together, and I think that's what the Ballers is all about. So yes, it's across the street, but it brings everyone connected. And after the game, we had to walk through the crowd and walk through people, which got the fans were excited to see us after the game, even after a tough loss. So it's good for the community.
And speaking of the buzz for the team, your family was here, right? They were all decked out. They had the Ballers jerseys on, so it's got to be cool for you to look up and see them.
Yeah, it was awesome. For me, as a little kid coming to play and watch games in the Bay Area, to now finally play professional baseball out here in the Bay, and to see my family with my jersey on and out in the stands, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. I have no words to kind of describe it. It's a good feeling.
Well, I know you played college baseball, so I was curious, had you dealt with wooden bats before here, or when did you make that transition?
Every summer I would use wood bats, so that was kind of a main thing for me. Anytime I was not in season, I was using a wood bat, but it's a different transition. The ball doesn't go as far, definitely, unless you hit it solid, so I've been dealing with some jam shots and little things like that. But no, it's not a hard transition. I kind of like wood bats, honestly, more. I like the balance. I like the feels of them, so I'm excited. I think I was a fan of metal bats, but I was so used to wood bats. Just using them all summer and stuff like that in high school, so.
Well, I just interviewed JT Snow before you came over here, so growing up a Giants fan, I've heard you kind of had some surreal moments probably getting to know him.
Unreal moments. I told my parents the other day, just being able to pick his brain, sit in the dugout, after games, talk to him. What he does a great job is he kind of talks to us about his career, what he did well, and, what he learned from other people. And that's what all of our brains are trying to do is just pick his brain, trying to understand what made him so good, why he won so many Gold Gloves, why he hits so well, and he's so open about it. So he's been a great coach and a great mentor for not only us. This is my first year in pro ball, so he's just been one of the best mentors for me, and learning about hitting and just kind of the mental side of the game has been a big piece from him.
Well, he's a big rock and roll guy and had an epic The Who song, Won't Get Fooled Again, when he'd come up to the plate. So made me wonder, what went into you picking your song, walk-up song, and what is your song?
Yeah, so mine's $1 Million Baby. I was talking to JT earlier about that when he told me about his walk-up song. For me, I kind of changed it. I like to incorporate the fans, but also, for me, I want to be successful in life. So when that song came out, it was a thump. It had good bass. I knew the crowd was going to get involved. It's a good hot song right now. So for me, I just think $1 Million Baby was just kind of an inspiration for me to I want to be at that level, and I want to play at that level, but also get the fans involved. It's something they know.
Awesome, great song. And last question here. I had Kelsey Whitmore on yesterday, and I said, what is your favorite post-game meal, or where do you like to go? And I want to see what you say, and then I'll tell you what her answer was.
All right. For me, I could eat anything. I like a little Chipotle after a meal. If I could get a nice Chipotle, or my mom's cooking. If my mom could cook after a game, it doesn't happen since high school, so I don't get it anymore. But if I could say my mom's cooking, that would be the best. But I would say Chipotle if I had to get it catered or anything. Yep.
That's a good pick. She went with In-N-Out, so
ooh, okay.
Might have to tag team on that one.
Yeah, In-N-Out Chipotle, we could go with both. I could go with In-N-Out too. Give me a triple, you know what I mean? Add some grilled onions, it'll be good.
Well, Tyler, thanks for coming on the show. It's fun to meet you, and see you the rest of the way.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you.